Alright guys, let's see how we can use Midjourney to create artwork or even an artwork that we can use in our design. Basically, you need to go to midjourney.com. By the way guys, these websites and these tools keep changing their layout a little bit every now and then, and even they might be changing their plan. So for example, you can join the beta and start some free trials, or you can do a monthly subscription plan. Currently they do have $10 plan, $30 and $60. In $10 plan you will get like 200 images per month, and in $30 plans you will get much higher number. However, I don't really want to focus on these details because they might be changing their plans soon, and that's something I'll keep repeating probably through these videos, is that these tools are changing in a fast pace. So for example, now we are in Midjourney version 5.1. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, it's gonna be version 10, 20, I don't know. However, what's really important about these videos is like the concept of the video. How to use AI tools, how to generate AI artwork, and even how to utilize that one in your designs. Or maybe for your hobby, or creating some cool art for yourself, or maybe sell that artwork on Etsy or as a digital artwork, NFT, something like that, because it's really hard to keep up with these guys updating these videos every couple of weeks, and most of these tools are even in beta, so layouts will be changing, styles will be changing, and they should be better as well. Okay, so if you want to join the beta, you can click in here. And if you don't have Discord app, you need to download that application, and we will talk about how to use Discord in a moment. However, it's required to run Midjourney at that time, so you can go ahead and download Discord application as well. I do have that one, and that's why you see it in here. And once you download and launch Discord app, on left side you'll find the channels you're joining. Currently we do have Midjourney in here, you're gonna click on that one. Then here also on left side we have home, events, announcements, rules. You might need to check these out, especially getting started could be very handy for you guys if you're first time downloading that app. So here it's telling you how to generate art. All you have to do is joining one of these chatbot rooms. Then once you join, you need to type / imagine and then whatever you want, and the bot will be sending you 4 images in 60 seconds. However, we'll see that in action, so you don't need to really read that now. So for example, one of these rooms can be that one in here. We can click on that room. You can see other people generating in here. That's a public room. That's what they call it. So you can see others' artwork in here as well. If you keep scrolling, you can see their art and what they are experimenting with. However, what's really daunting about being in a public room is that you type your own prompt or your own text, and then you keep seeing others' artwork as well. Sometimes it's inspiring, but most of the cases it's chaotic, and I can't really focus on that mode. If you're looking for a private room to chat in, where you can see only your own artwork in there, that comes with the paid subscription plan. If you are trying that one for free, you can start typing in here / and once you type that, you'll see frequently used, something like imagine, the main prompt in here. If you'd like to know info about your own account, settings as well, and also you can find FAQ, frequently asked questions, which could be very important as well to check, and other cool things. However, we're not gonna type in here. Let's undo that, remove that /. On the right side, if you are paying for Midjourney, you can click on that Midjourney bot in here. Then you can type hello or hi in that message, or right click on that one, then click on message, which will get you in your own private chat room. So for example, that's a prompt I've been experimenting with, and so are these. So here, as you can see guys, you can pay for Midjourney. Also you can try Midjourney for free for some trials, and also if you're looking for other free tools, you can go to that website in here. It's called leonardo.ai. That's also a generative AI website, somehow similar to Midjourney. You can join the early access or beta as well. And what's really cool about them is that they usually approve you within a day or couple of days. Then once you are approved, you can click on launch app. Then you can click in here to log in. And here we are inside Leonardo.ai. That will give you 150 tokens per day. You can use them to generate art and they will be renewed again each and every 24 hours. They have paid plans as well. And as I told you guys, they might be changing that soon. Maybe they are collecting some audience base or something like that. Then it will be only paid. So keep that in mind. Anyway, let's go back to Midjourney again, see how we can use that one. Now we have the Discord application. We can type / in here. Then we're gonna select Imagine, or you can type Imagine. So let's type something like Old Cairo, for example, in Pharaonic era. And by default, if I press enter, it's gonna be giving me 4 options, all in aspect ratio 1:1 or square images. However, if you're looking for landscape mode, for example, you can press spacebar, double dashes, AR for aspect ratio, then spacebar 3:2:2, or even 2:1. So we have width, double height, aspect ratio, basically a landscape mode. Then we can hit return or enter. Now it's gonna take some time generating that artwork. Well, that doesn't look pharaonic as you can tell. Probably it's Islamic era, post-Islamic era in Egypt. But let's admit these are stunning visuals that took us like a minute to generate. And here you can see that we do have U1, 2, 3, and 4. And also we do have V1, 2, 3, and 4. Basically you will be upscaling 1. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4. U stands for upscale. If you want to enlarge any of these images, so I think that one looks cool. Let's upscale 3, for example. And also let's say we like 3 as well, but we need to have some variations, and that's what the V means, for variations. So we can come up with some more variations of that one, V3 as well. And by default you will not have that box in here when you click on that variation button. However, because I edited my settings, that's why I get that one. I'll show you the settings more in depth after a while. Let's submit that one. So here we do have upscale of that version 3. We can click on here, web, to see that one on website. Yes. So that looks stunning, as you can see. And also, by the way, guys, you can create even more variations of that one, or you can favorite that one. And what's really amazing is that if you click on your image in here and you see that one, if you start scrolling down, you'll see explore related. And this is really amazing because here you can see other people's prompts and artwork as well, which can be very inspiring. I think people are doing amazing job in here. So you can keep scrolling. An image like that one in here, you can see his own prompt, Arabic city, giant city. You can see that one. Even you can click on that image, you can see the enlarged version of that image in a very great resolution, by the way. These can be used for commercial use, by the way, as well. What's really amazing about Midjourney is that they are giving you these images. You can sell them, you can use them in commercial use, even you can sell them as NFTs. However, I think they'll be taking some share if you're selling them as NFTs. So if you're willing to do that, make sure to check their terms and conditions. And even once you click on that image, you can see more related images in here to that prompt by that user in here, Hans. And that's his prompt. If you copy that prompt in here and you type that one in your own Midjourney bot, chatroom / imagine, you should get something similar to that image. So let's try that one out. So here we have it, very similar images to that one in here, in case if you forgot how it looked like. That one looks very similar. It doesn't typically generate the same image every time. Even if you keep typing the same prompt, you will be getting something different. However, it's gonna be very similar probably. And also, speaking of similarity, we're gonna be discovering something else. It's called the seed. Each generated image of these images does have a seed. So let's upscale, for example, that version 1. Now let's say we like that style. It looks very sunny, very deserty. We like that image's seed. We can copy that seed and reuse it for other images to get a similar style. So in order to get that seed or that style from that image, you can open that one in a browser. We can, of course, enlarge that one, right click, save image, or you can click in here to save image as well. And also you can click in here on these 3 dots to save image favorite. However, here we do have copy. We can find that we have seed. We can copy that seed. Then if you paste that seed into another text prompt, you should get a similar visual to that image style, if you will. So anyway, let's go back to Midjourney and discover another trick. Speaking of styles, you can use an image also as a reference for your design or for your artwork. So for example, let's say we like the style of that image and we want to come up with something similar to that one. We can drag that image, then we can hit enter. That's how we are uploading an image to Midjourney bot. If you don't want to upload your images to Midjourney bot, you can use another website and copy that URL and use it in your prompt later, as we're going to do now. Now we have that image. We can right click. We need to copy link. Then we can click in here / imagine. We're going to paste that link in here. Right click, paste. Now we do have the images URL as a reference. We can spacebar and start typing our own prompt. So let's type something like color explosion, as that image in here is supposed to be a nebula image that was generated by Midjourney. So it should give us a similar style for explosion of colors. Hitting return. So here we have it, quite similar to the original image, especially the colors. So that's one trick. Let me show you guys another great trick here in Midjourney about engineering these prompts, okay? So for example, you can type something like what we've been experimenting with, color explosion or old city or something like that. However, there is that amazing website that can help you generate awesome prompts because there are so many details within these prompts. So here we do have that website. It's called prompt.noonshot, and basically what this tool is doing is it's gonna be engineering your prompt for you. So here, for example, we do have old Cairo in pharaonic era that didn't turn into pharaonic era. So let's keep it as it is for now. Here we do have the size. If you want to change aspect ratio, you can go for landscape as well. And as you can see, it's added in here. Then we do have depth of field. Let's make it deep, full focus. Quality for image will be 2, highest quality for now. That will be double dash quality 2. Then we do have stylize, which is really amazing. Let's make it higher, take over. And if you do have a seed for an image as well, you can paste that seed in here. So basically guys, here stylize, we do have a value of 1000. If you make it like 50, it's gonna be less artistic. If you go to 1000, it's gonna be very artistic. Midjourney will be deviating a lot from your own original prompt if you have a very specific description in that case as well. And also you do have chaos. If you want to increase chaos level in your image, you can toggle that one. And max chaos will be 100. Let's make it 5. Why not? We're experimenting anyway. And you do have that slider as well in here, working on your focus. As you can see, focus points. Let's keep it as it was. So once we do have that prompt, we can copy and go to Midjourney, paste that one in here, and let's remove V4, hit return. Looks really cool as well. It's not, however, pharaonic, it's Islamic era probably. So let's upscale version 2 and 1. By the way guys, when you are upscaling or creating versions, that's consuming of your fast hours. If you want to check your profile anytime, you can /, click on info, hit return. Here you can see that we do have fast time remaining about 91%. And if you consume all your fast time, you will be switched to relaxed usage within that bundle or that plan that I have. And also we do have settings /settings. Let's type that, return. So from here you can select which mode you are using. If you want to disable that fast mode to save hours and you don't really care about time. Also, I do have remix mode enabled, and this will give me that box that you've seen before while doing a variation of an image where I can edit that variation prompt. So for example, if we go to that image and click on make variations, we can edit that prompt again while creating that variation. So for example, let's remove that old Cairo and let's make it the pharaonic era, for example, which might give us some pharaonic times. Let's go back to settings. We do have Midjourney 5.1 in use, which is a really artistic version, by the way, while Midjourney version 5 was a bit more like a photorealistic style, lower saturated colors, which you might need to experiment. And also Midjourney version 4 was very artistic. It was amazing one. You can switch between these versions and maybe experiment using the same prompt for each and every version so you can see the difference in there. And anytime you would like to reset your settings, you can click in here. So let's scroll down and see what we get from that variation. As you can see, we do have the same perspective like that image. However, now it's in pharaonic era, I think. So let's enlarge upscale version 3 and see that one on website. Yep, definitely more of pharaonic era. However, it looks a bit cartoonish. We might need to work on that one. We can re-edit that prompt once again, make variations, and we can start typing something like hyper realistic, maybe noon time in the pharaonic era, and let's maybe add photograph as well, and then we can submit that. That looks a little bit more realistic. We're upscaling version 2, and as you can see, guys, we can keep editing these prompts, enhancing them till you get a grip of Midjourneys. Even we can upscale that one and see what others are doing in that subject or in that topic. Pharaonic era, for example, that doesn't look that amazing. However, I'm sure others are doing way better jobs in here. So if we hover, we can see what they are trying. Concept art in the style of Jean-Claude Golvin. That's an artist, and even he does have some details like painted walls, lush gardens, royal splendor, and stuff like that. Also, that one looks really nice. Hyper realistic ancient Egyptian desert with pyramids and desert oases. So very cool images, and you can get really inspired by others from here. Even you can try their own prompts if you don't really like what you get on your first attempt. So I really think that using these related images is a treasure. Check out a scene like that in here as well. That's a really short prompt. It's called the ancient Egyptian city of Budapest. You must be kidding. However, Midjourney is doing a great job on a very short prompt like that one. And now let's even discover another great tip for you guys, using AI tool to generate AI art for us. And in that case, we're going to be using tools like ChatGPT and Bard as well by Google. So let's go ahead and check how we can do that.